We are here for What's Up This Week from Do This, Not That. This is our short episode where we break down what's going on this week. We still have our Ask Us Anything a little later in the week. And then the end of the week, we have our longer episode with our tips and stuff. So, what is going on this week? Well, there's a lot of random stuff going on. Let's first talk LinkedIn. Some of you may have noticed the rollout. If you open up your LinkedIn app on your phone, on the bottom, you may see a word that says video, and you click on video, and it'll take you to a new section of LinkedIn that looks very, very similar to TikTok, and it functions exactly like TikTok, where you flip up and you go to the next video, you flip up, you go to the video after that. And these videos are all being fed to you via an algorithm. It's not necessarily just the people that you're following. And this is a whole new world for LinkedIn. So, what does this mean for all of us, for our company pages, for our personal pages? We're going to start having to post our videos in a vertical format. That is the video format that LinkedIn is now prioritizing. And they're also prioritizing video in general. So we'll see if the LinkedIn community likes this TikTokification of LinkedIn. But if you don't have it on the bottom of your app yet, you should start to see it probably later this week or next week. So check that out. Other things going on. Microsoft has joined Google and Yahoo in the email world, and they're going to be requiring the exact same email authentication and low spam rate that Yahoo and Gmail rolled out earlier this year. This is great because now there's going to be this unification of standards of how we're supposed to be sending our email and have it authenticated and the spam rate that we should be looking for. There's no date yet set by Microsoft of when it's going to be enacted. But people are going to, freak out about this. There's going to be a million posts and scare people. But the reality of it is, we already went through this with the Yahoo and Gmail stuff. It wasn't that big of a deal. Everything's fine. And if you're already doing it, then who cares, right? It's great. So Microsoft is going to join Gmail and Yahoo, and that just came out this week as well. This is kind of interesting, and I don't think people know that Meta publishes something. Meta publishes something a couple times a year called, it's a ridiculous name, it's called the Widely Viewed Content Report. I mean, it's a horrible name, but basically, it's a report where they're trying to provide transparency about what people are seeing specifically on Facebook and what they're sharing the most and what they're interacting the most. It's called the Widely Viewed Content Report. So it just came out. And a few things that I thought were somewhat interesting. First off, what percentage of what you see on your Facebook feed do you think comes from your friends' original posts? Well, guess what? It's 30.1%. 31.1% of all the stuff that you see on your feed is coming from your friends' original posts. 16% is coming from groups. And there's a couple other categories, but the one that kind of blew my mind is that 39% of what's on your feed is coming from unconnected people or this bucket they call other. So just nonsense. And I feel that because when I go on my Facebook app, I'm like, what am I seeing? Anyway, but some of the other stuff that I thought was really kind of wild in their content report about what we are looking at the most. Here are the top two stories that we shared the most, interacted with the most from the most recent report. This is ridiculous. This is why society is going to collapse. The first top story out of all, and this is all about the US, this is only the United States, is the first top story was about Tesla owners worrying about battery charging problems. Okay, fine, whatever. But the number two story on the Facebook widely viewed content report was that about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. That is the girl whose mother tortured her. It was the true story of that TV show called The Act. So Gypsy Rose Blanchard, when she came out saying that she wanted Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things to play her in a movie or TV show about her life. This was the second most widely circulated and viewed story on Facebook from the most recent report. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. Anyway, if you want to see the whole report, the URL is too long. Just go ahead and Google widely viewed content report and it will come right up. It just came out. So a few other things that are going on. So this is kind of annoying. TikTok is now testing in beta, and they may be rolling it out, where they're going to have DM streaks. Exactly what's going on Snapchat, where you send somebody a DM, they send it back to you, they do it every day, and then you build up a streak. And per TikTok, they're saying you're going to unlock a streak by sending messages to each other for 3 consecutive days. The streak will end if both you and the other person don't message each other for 24 hours. Why are they doing this? Of course, they're doing this because it works on Snap, right? This is I have a streak going on with both my teenage kids. It's over like 250 days. It's basically the only reason I go on Snapchat. And that's why TikTok's doing it too. They're going to launch streaks, super annoying, but it's going to work. And you're probably all going to do it, or you probably won't if you have a life, unlike me. Anyway, so the other stuff that's going on that's really meaningless is that the hot movie right now on Netflix is Atlas, the new JLO movie. Did I watch this? Of course I watched it. It's horrible. Okay, it was a horrible. It's a sci-fi thing all about AI. Ridiculous. It had a 19% Rotten Tomatoes score, but you know what? We all have no life because guess what? In the first weekend that it was out, it racked up 20.2 million views during its first weekend. This thing is a hit. This thing is garbage. I don't know what else to tell you. Here's something that I thought was interesting because I also need to get out more and not stare at my TV, but whatever. The dude who just starred in the Anne Hathaway movie, Nicholas, I'm gonna butcher his last name, Galatasaray. Okay, that's the guy who played the boy band dude from the Anne Hathaway movie that just came out, The Idea of You. Well, guess what? That guy just got cast in the role of He-Man. They're coming out with a live action movie of He-Man, and the dude from Idea of You with Anne Hathaway is going to be He-Man. I don't know why. Can you believe you just listened to a podcast that talked about He-Man? Get out of here. Anyway, so yeah, check out our Ask Us Anything a little later in the week and our tips episode at the end of the week. And if you get a chance when you're done driving, walking, doing, leave this thing a review. It helps to circulate everything. I hope you have a great week. Later.